Okay, it was starting to boil a little bit, so I'm just gonna go ahead and, I mean, you don't have to have it at a full boil. It's just that you gotta see all little bubbles start to form. Then you can start adding your cold frozen stuff. I actually found some green beans in the freezer, so I'm gonna go ahead and add those right now. So just toss it in. Like any vegetable would work. I mean, this is green beans are, you know, they're healthy and like great with everything, but just kind of also gives a little bit of color as well. And if you can see, I don't know if you can see that well, but you could see that the tomatoes kind of made the soup kind of a little bit red. So that's what the tomato is kind of really for. It's to give it a little color and, you know, just color. And then over here I have the fish. You don't really see. I use tilapia because it holds together pretty well. I don't know what kind of fish they have in Wisconsin, but any white fish will do. But you know, I would prefer that you use the tilapia because I think just like white fish. I think there's a fish called the whiting fish. I've seen them in bags in the grocery store, and they tend to kind of fall apart. So you can try that, but just gently stir it so that it doesn't fall apart. Or kind of like it fell apart at my parents' house. I mean, that kind of fish kind of just, it was so loose that it fell apart. So another thing you could use is shrimps. And shrimps are really, really good. I mean, I recommend to use shrimp over fish, but you know, it's kind of expensive to have shrimp. So we just kind of go with the cheaper tilapia. And yeah, so I just, you know, pretty much throw it in here like a big fillet, just like that. I just toss them in and let them sink. Like 3 good fishes is it just depends, but you know, on your pot size or whatever. But I generally like to put 3 or 4, but you know, they kind of break in half no matter what you do. So okay, so I will be right back. I haven't added anything to it so far. I just have the soup base and the vegetables and the fish. And once it gets boiling, I'm going to go ahead and add the other what is that? Oh yeah, the tamarind, and I'll add the last one, which is either the spinach or the bok choy, since those cook pretty fast and you don't want it to be too soggy. You want a little bit of crisp. So you add those pretty much last. Okay, I'll be right back. Turn off. Okay, it's good and boiling. And the fish should... Okay, it's kind of breaking in half anyway, but it's good because now I know that it's cooked. So very gently, I am going to shake in the tamarind soup base. I know it says to dump the whole thing in, but you know, this can be pretty strong if you aren't used to it. So I would say just shake like a little bit, like maybe half the bag. Depending on how big your pot is, I would shake it, just kind of play around with it and kind of, instead of stirring like this, I usually just go like this. I take a big spoon, ladle, and I just kind of go like this. So it's still making a current without breaking up the fish. So if you know, if we use boned fish, and it would be good to stir it, but since it's delicate fish, even though this is a little bit more tough, I don't want it to be a big runny old mess. So just doing it like this. Okay, and then you basically taste it and see how it is, and if it's good, it's good. I like to add more. Just sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah, a little goes a long way, but I want to taste the sour. So yeah, just push down. God, I hope you don't think this video is silly, but it's so intimidating to do something that you've never done before. So I figured that since it's Filipino food, I want you to do it right. So it tastes good. Okay, because I know these ingredients can be a pain to get at the grocery store. Okay, so like I said, just add last your bok choy. You can actually use a big giant bok choy and just cut it up into little pieces, but we have baby bok choy here, and I'm sure you could maybe find them at the grocery store, but if not, you know, you can just use spinach, like a whole bag of spinach. Basically cook it till it starts wilting, and you know, kind of do the same thing, push it down, because you know, it'll basically cook. Yeah, it's already starting to wilt, so that's basically the soup. I mean, I can't, you know, this is it. I mean, it's pretty much done. You just let the bok choy cook, and you know, let all the flavors come together, and you know, you can even add some ground pepper if you like, which we're out of. A little bit. Yeah, so that's basically it, Bob. It's pretty simple. You can, you know, pretty much go with any greens. I would suggest spinach if you don't have the baby bok choy. So, or shrimp, like, you know, shrimp is good if you can't find any kind of fish. But if you just do a pretty general white fish, like I said, just do like this instead of stirring, because you want to make everything be kind of pretty and put together. So yeah, that's it. So enjoy, and hopefully we'll be seeing you soon. And thank you so much for the brand new pots. Okay, have a good night. Bye-bye.